You know, in the future, the dishonest, lying media claim that my recession has made me the least popular president in history. What a lie. In fact, I'm very popular, and everybody loves me. The people at the soup kitchen love me. The unemployed families living in their cars love me. The roving gangs killing each other in the desert for cans of food love me. A lot of people are saying I'm the most popular president ever.
Today I want to talk about how to grow the African American middle class and to provide a new deal for Black America. That deal is grounded in 3 promises: safe communities, great education, and high-paying jobs.
Trump, him in the yeah.
And it is my highest and greatest hope that the Republican Party can be the home in the future and forevermore for African Americans and the African American vote.
I don't like Republicans.
Don't like Republicans.
At all.
With the things that he say, he could not be serious about running a country.
Every African American citizen in this country is entitled to a government that puts their jobs, wages, and security first.
Trump.
One of the greatest betrayals has been the issue of immigration. Illegal immigration violates the civil rights of African Americans. That's what's been happening.
Who should be the most afraid? Black people, Latinos, the English language?
Do you think Donald Trump is racist?
I do.
No group has been more economically harmed by decades of illegal immigration than low-income African American workers.
Did you vote for President Trump?
Nah, fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump, man.
Fuck Donald Trump.
He taking our state into a hellhole.
Mr. Trump, there is a racial divide in our country, and it's evident that the tension is boiling over.
Do you love President Trump?
Brother, come on.
Do you love President Trump?
Brother, come on, man. This is what I'm talking about.
If elected president, how will you bring this country together race-wise? Even your visit here is very controversial.
I don't think he's right. Of course, I mean, with the Latino, yeah. But as far as like, I don't care about the people. I talk about my people. What is he gonna do for my people?
Who are your people?
I'm Black.
Okay.
So what's going on? We get killed back at home. St. Louis, what's going on? What he gonna do for that?
Well, from one
What he gonna do with that? Because it ain't the government, it's the police. So what is he gonna do about the police? I want to hear about that. Let's go ahead. Let's see why I should vote for Trump. Why should I vote for
Donald Trump. We need spirit in our country, and we don't have that spirit. We're really very much a divided country. And I think one of the things, Bishop, that's so important is jobs. We just don't have jobs. If you look at African American youth with that 58% unemployment, 58%, and they really don't have much hope right now. And I will bring hope because I'm going to bring our jobs back. But we need jobs and we need spirit.
I don't respect this president. I don't trust this president. He's not working in the best interest of the American people. His motives and his actions are contemptible, and I will fight every day until he is impeached. Impeach 45.
God made this country up of great people. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, Native Indians. What would be your heart feeling to bring us together as one?
He's not gonna do nothing for the black people. He's not gonna do nothing for nobody but the rich.
There's tremendous division right now, incredible. And I'll tell you, a lot of it has to do with the fact that certainly in the inner cities there's no jobs.
Because nobody wants to go work for a racist. There's not a single senior black person in the White House. And don't you dare say to me, Ben Carson.
African American community want to know if Donald Trump is elected president, will he make sure that not only standing with the law enforcement, but we want to make sure that he will stand for all people.
Well, I will.
You have heard a tape from The Apprentice years in which Donald Trump is heard using the N-word, a racial epithet.
Multiple times.
You heard the tape.
Multiple times.
He was
talking about some African Americans in the production during the course of The Apprentice, which is unacceptable. And here's the thing. Why don't we ask Donald Trump a simple question? Donald J. Trump, have you ever used the N-word? And allow him to respond.
I don't like the job the Democrats have been doing representing African American people and, frankly, Hispanics and others, because if you look at the inner cities and if you look at the poverty rate of 40%, 58% of black youth can't get jobs. You know, you look at what by the way, the crime rate is through the roof and going much higher. So, you know, in I say a lot of representation of African Americans, and the other thing, what have they done for the African Americans? They've done nothing. That's why I sort of say now when I make speeches, I made a speech the other day and I said, what do you have to lose? An incredible mother who lost a son to an illegal, a daughter to an illegal immigrant. This woman was incredible, what she's gone through. And I look at the kind of treatment that she's gotten since this happened. It's terrible. It's terrible. And so I do say, I will make it better. I'll fix it.
Trump is the only one saying, you're going to be dealt with. We're going to enforce that. We're going to enforce that. That's a beautiful thing. I believe Donald Trump wants to make us great again, and he loves America.
There is a perception that you are racist.
So let's talk about some things that you may not think are quite as funny right now. Donald Trump, what's it say?
I think he's a racist.
Do you think Trump is a racist?
Do I think he's racist? Yes, he's racist. Everybody know that.
Wow.
Everybody knows that. That's not a secret.
Half of Americans, I think the poll is 49%, think that Donald Trump is a racist.
Racist. He doesn't have to use the word N-word for it to become very clear what he is.
A racist.
Are you racist?
Absolutely not. I'm the least racist person that you've ever met.
This from the president who said that Haitians, all Haitians have AIDS.
We know you, we like you. Why do you like Donald Trump? We just don't get it.
All over Twitter, Facebook, and I hear all these kind of comments, the little sad faces popping across, but a lot of happy faces and thumbs up too. So I just like him because he keeps his promises. He says we're going to stop, aborting babies is not good, not having jobs for everybody is not good. Americans are dreamers too.
This from the president who said that Nigerians will never go back to their huts when they come and see America.
Business is very good. I believe that if you take into account the Trump tax cut, you take into account the drop in unemployment, and particularly unemployment for African Americans, the lowest it's ever been in history.
This from the president who said that African countries are shitholes.
You would otherwise work with Trump?
Huh?
You would otherwise do business with Trump?
Would I do business with him?
Would you do business with Trump?
Yeah, I would do business with him if it's focused on improving the economic climate and opportunity for African Americans.
This from the president who called during the campaign for a ban on non-American Muslims coming into the country.
Donald Trump has made American history. The underappreciated aspect of this presidential race is that Donald Trump has talked more about the plight of African Americans in this country and spent more time actually with them than I think any Republican presidential candidate has, but also more so than probably any other presidential candidate in recent history.
This from the president who went after the Central Park Five for years after they were exonerated.
Do you support a racist? Can I get a yes or no answer? Do you support Donald Trump is not a racist? So you support a racist? Okay. And so do you want my family? You want me and my family to get deported? You want my mother and my little sister? Just because you are loud. So do you want my mother? Because you are talking louder than me don't make you right. don't make it proper. I'm not asking that. I'm asking you a question. I am not saying to say that. I'm asking you a question. Do you want my mother and my father to be deported? What I'm saying is, do you want my little sister to be separated from my mother? Or do you want my mother and my father to be deported? Trump is not a racist. Do you want my mother and my father to be deported? Do you want to continue to lie and wrong characteristics of a person? Do you answer the question?
This from the president who promulgated the birtherism lie about Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States, when he knew that President Obama was born in the United States.
But at the end of the day, I don't feel as if it is right to threaten someone who feels like they should meet with Donald Trump or feel that they want to perform in an inauguration. There's a running joke that you get your black card taken away from you. I keep mine in a safe so I can say stuff like this and still have it in my person if I need it. But for those who carry it in their purse or something, they're in danger. You may actually get it snatched from you.
This also from the president who said that Mexicans are bringing crime, they're bringing guns, they're rapists. Some, I assume, are good people.
If you are black, you have to vote Democrat. And it's ironic because the struggle for black people throughout the history of this country for hundreds of years has been to get equal freedom, for equality and freedom. And the very essence of freedom is freedom of thought and the ability to believe and think for yourself. And yet, when blacks dare stray away from the monolithic bloc that is the Democratic Party, all of a sudden you're excommunicated from the black community.
This from the candidate who said on this very network that he knew nothing about Grand Wizard David Duke when he was on tape years prior denouncing David Duke specifically, but didn't do so during the campaign.
He have a point that maybe the Democrats have been giving us good lip service but no jobs. Maybe he's going to say terrible things but put money in our pocket. Does that make him a good leader?
No, because it's not about money at the end of the day. Money is not, doesn't equate to like happiness. It doesn't. That's not, you're missing the whole point. We treat people like human beings, and then you know, that's the main point.
This also from the president who on time after Charlottesville said there are very fine people on both sides. As you heard, they're speaking about our heritage of the Confederate monuments.
I think this is a bunch of BS that a good guy with a gun is the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun. The fact of the matter is, first, the draft-dodging president wasn't running in nowhere to stop anything because he got scared of a bald eagle on his desk when he was doing the interview.
So when you see the president here talk about he's condemning all types of racism, remember his record over his presidency and the campaign.
So many of my friends who are black, they say, you are the least racist person. But no, I am the least racist person that you have ever talked to. That I can tell you.
I love the signs behind me. Blacks for Trump. I like those signs. Blacks for Trump. You watch. You watch.
Cut out most of the speech that Trump did and brought only some of it just to make people think he was racist. I really believe that. I really believe that. So I was filled with anger.
The African American unemployment rate has achieved the lowest level in recorded history. African American unemployment is the best it's ever been in the history of our country.
So I came across one of the video on Facebook. It says Trump rally in Vancouver, Washington. I'm like, I live there. Let's go check it out if Trump supporter gets beat up.
You know, Donald Trump is what Americans love. Donald Trump is what Americans aspire to be. Rich, powerful, do what you want to do, say what you want to say, be how you want to be. That's kind of been like the American dream. So he looks like a boss to everybody. And Americans love to have a boss. So, you know, that's his appeal to me.
And what he was speaking about, the peace, the unity and everything, it hit me right in the dome. So I had a urge and a desire to go out and seek the truth. Are they really racist?
Look how much African American communities have suffered under Democratic control. To those I say the following. What do you have to lose by trying something new like Trump?
That's where I saw the truth. First time I ever saw a brown Trump supporter, Margaret Gutierrez, Kareem. I knew right there and then, they're not racist. Nobody came up to me and was like, hey, get out of here. You're brown. You're not accepted here. Nobody. They welcomed me with open hands. And it changed my heart.
What do you think of the Great White Hope?
What's that?
President Trump.
Well, we're going to have to give you another award for that.